what? If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly, right? So you know what? Maybe I haven't been able to find my ass the last 2 days, but today I'm on. Because I got to say, like, for me, I'm not the, I'm a serious racer and I love to race, but I'm also the guy that in the bracket race kind of scenario, dude, and like, you do practice tree races and all that, dude, I'm a loud mouth, right? It is on. Like, whatever you don't like to do is what you're gonna do when I race you. Like, I don't care. I mean, it's all the mental game is honestly as much as it is the whole actual mechanics of getting the car to run the number. So to me, maybe when you've been off your game, the million is exactly where you want to spend your money. I don't know. Dallas Glenn saying, with how long they're taking, you'd think they have to be splitting now. I would expect that they probably are already negotiating. Who knows? And I will also tell you that, well, I have never in my life raced for this kind of money, ever. I've never raced for 20 grand, okay? So I am completely speaking out of turn when I say this. But I would like to think that if I was going rounds and I felt good, that I'd be the guy that goes, let's race. We ain't negotiating, dude. Um, I would love to be the guy that goes, nope, ain't splitting nothing. Because quite frankly, and this is the God's honest truth, my opinion, you go and you race in this race right here and you make it to the semifinals, 10 grand, dude, you earned 10 grand. Like, no doubt, right? You runner up in this thing, you earned 30 grand. You go all the way, dude, you win $250,000 in with this number of entries. Well, dude, I don't know. Do you deserve 100 for runner up? I mean, I guess if that's how the payout was listed, but only in bracket racing do you have negotiation over the winnings. You know what I mean? Only in bracket racing, which I don't know when this all started. I mean, obviously jillions of years ago, but only in bracket racing do they allow you to make deals in the staging lanes, and then the race will pay you out that way, right? So, whatever you guys have agreed on, they'll write the checks. You can't do that at the Indy 500, right? You can't do that at NASCAR. Don't get me wrong, poor examples because they're not cool like drag racing, but I don't know. I would love to, like I said, my heart would tell me, hell no, we ain't splitting nothing. Now, would my brain go, stupid, it's a lot of money, let's figure a split? Maybe. Again, I cannot, I am being a tough guy and saying no, but I've not been in that situation. So, there you go. Dennis Denise Nichols. The one that doesn't split loses. Well, only if you lose. But they can't, nobody can make you split. If any person disagrees with the split, then the split doesn't happen. Yeah, I don't agree with participation wallies, Casey. So yes, that's exactly kind of my thought, And you can ask my son. When my kid was in Little League as a little kid, and there was a season where they told us we all had to pay $20 so that it wasn't even $20, it was $10, so that all the kids could get little trophies if they didn't make it to the next round of the playoffs. And I was like, no, I'm giving you $10. My kid ain't getting a trophy either. He shows up and he does a good job, I'm going to give him an attaboy. If he goes far enough to get a trophy, cool, he got the trophy. But if he didn't, then he don't get no trophy. Ask him. Yeah, Todd Piper, everybody but me. Daryl Lopez says, every time a guy says no to the split, he gets hammered and loses quick. Well, then that just sealed the deal. I ain't ever split. I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to disprove that right here. I think it's hilarious. Everybody thinks you should split. JJ, you think you got to split, huh? That it's lopsided? Dude, but that's... So you're telling me, here's the thing that I think is interesting about that, because I am planning my own race right now. So you're telling me that if I said 50 guys, only 50 cars, you come $2,000 a piece, okay? $2,000 a piece, and you are going to get $100,000 to the winner. Nobody else gets anything. Nobody's going to show up. That's just unbelievable to me. I know. Here's why I say, because if I said that 50 cars could show up and bracket racers wouldn't do it, I guarantee you I could get other drag racers to do it. I guarantee you the no prep guys, if they had to choose an ET and do it, they'd show up for $100,000. Yeah. Chris Goebel, I don't know why everybody is asking about Atlanta. Atlanta is for sale. It's a piece of property and it's for sale. That's it. I mean, there is nothing else to it. The people that own it don't want to own it. They put it up for sale, and whoever buys it is going to do whatever they want to do with it. It's just a piece of property. Casey, yes, Brad Plord, dude, for sure. It just every time I hear Brad Plord's name, it just makes me think of PJ North and his great song. So yeah, I love that. Dirty Dozen, back in the day, it was stick to the flyer. Yeah, I like that, you know. Oh, Brad's on here. Dude, awesome. So when you have $4,000 to $5,000 invested, you would think different. I don't know. I know what you mean. I mean, I get it. Like I said, intelligently, I understand, but my heart is like, no, you know? And so, Brad Plord, I'm asking you, like, seriously, if I said I have a race, 50 cars, $2,000 a piece, I'm not going to make a penny. Everything goes to the winner. And there is one round of buybacks, and every penny from the buybacks goes to the runner-up. Splitting is not allowed. Are you telling me nobody comes to that race? Let's see. Again, Brad, I'm so glad you entered, or you came into the chat bleachers. Greg Hinman, that's sort of what I think. You know what I mean? Oh, Brad, were you down there where the storms are at? Anybody that's watching that was in the storms, I have friends in the Nashville area and just south of Nashville. They were all okay. Said it was further south, like into Alabama. But anybody that's watching that was affected by the storms, we were scared of them in Texas. So I was up all night, you know, talking to mom and dad, waiting and worrying because I've already had a building fall down in a storm this year. So, well, not this year, but last year. So, yeah. Ronnie K, you ain't kidding. No, Colton. All right, they're doing the Jegs. They're all doing the Jegs voices on the PA now. It's awesome. All right, the beauty of this whole Mamma Jamma right now is that I hear engines running, and that makes me happy. So this is gear wrench. Well, this is the gear wrench final. So wait, final? Semi. Final. Ooh, here we go. They are coming around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the Spring Fling Million live on Bang Shift.
Thanks for hanging out and watching us here tonight.
Jabbing your eyes out with pencils.
Yeah, I think it's more ears than eyes tonight with the jabbing, but.
Or if you happen to be here on property, losing by a couple of 10 thou.
Which has been the story of everybody's life.
Oh, hasn't
today.
it? Hasn't it? Oh, baby.
A total of 6 pairs of cars to run.
What?
Right? 1 pair in pro.
Did we just advance them to the final?
Nate Hershey being brought back up to speed with reality here momentarily after having a
That's
mild
needed.
panic attack.
That's needed from time to time.
It is going to be Val Torres. Rather, no, it isn't. It's Nick Hastings and Val Torres here. Justin Lamb, right side of the racetrack. Nick Hastings on the left side. Of course, this is the final in pro.
Why is it coming up?
So 553 going to be the dial for Justin Lamb on the right side. Nick Hastings will be dialed at 605. You know, Hastings, being the high-level pro guy that he is, he had a double entry, and so, you know, Hastings had the double entry, was able to use that spare life, if you will, to get him to this point. Had to race Biddle twice. Biddle, they fought to a draw.
Oh, and I understand there was an incident on the return road.
Yeah, that's why
That's
why the back of the car's all bent up. There was a contact made down there in the return road, apparently. The back of the Mustang has some cosmetic needs that will be tended to after the race.
So how about a Nasty Nick and Justin Lamb matchup in the final of the Gear Wrench Pro category for a $1,000 bonus and a bid to continue moving on, and Justin Lamb is in trouble. Nasty Nick leaves 00 at this end of the racetrack and goes 007, 606 on a 605. Justin Lamb was 26 leaving this end of the racetrack, and ooh, boy, Nasty Nick locking it down and will move on.
Wins the $1,000 bonus, guaranteed that money, of course, wins his round money, and is now going to be part of the final 6 cars that remain in this race for $250,000. The Spring Fling Million main event brought to us by Maytag and Silver State Refrigeration. Now it's Shane Carr, Matt Lee's turn to do battle. Randy Biddle won an ATI Super Case based off a Tech Car draw, the Gear Wrench Pro Million Round 5 losers, and Carr goes red. He also a double-entered guy, but Sugar Shane Carr, 003 red, puts Matt Lee onto the next round. Lee legs it through to a 473.8 at 145. Sean Langdon won a complete CVD drive shaft assembly from Go the Enterprises for the best losing package in round 5, so Langdon not leaving empty-handed. Alexis Thompson and John Corbin. Corbin dialed 557. Thompson dialed 461. Corbin now joined by Hastings. We have 2 door slammers in the field at this moment. If Corbin advances, 1/3 of the remaining field will be door cars. If not, Hastings will find himself surrounded on all sides. That's right, too. AJ Ash down here. We could end up with half the field door cars if things go one way. Corbin and Thompson. Corbin does have the advantage as Thompson romps the throttle. It is going to be Alexis Thompson. Dead on 5, 29 light, 34 pack. Corbin had the starting line advantage by 12 thou, but breaks out, taking 200s at the finish line. Stripe running 556.7 on a 557 dial-in. Very small margins as usual late in the evening here in Vegas. Val Torres Jr. and Hunter Patton coming up right now for a highly important and potentially highly profitable round. 461 the dial in for Patton, 485 for Torres. Idling at the starting line now in pre-stage, and once again, Patton flickering that bulb like a strobe light.
Putting them into position, and Hunter Patton drops it red 7/1000ths of a second. 460 on a 461 after he was red at this end of the racetrack. Val Torres Jr., 14 green, and 481 on the 485. Torres. The super shootout Val guy is starting to come alive.
Definitely is. Chris Whitfield and A.J. Ash. Second to last pair. That little itty-bitty Pontiac Grand Am with a very tall driver in it, 579 the dial. Chris Whitfield, Littleton, Colorado, dialed 465. .15 or 1.4 second head start here for A.J. Ash in the Pontiac. Wow, Chris Whitfield. We talked about how streaky Whitfield can be, and he is on a hot one now. Dead on 1, 9 reaction time, 10 pack. Ash was 23. Whitfield took 4 thou worth of stripe. I mean, just a masterpiece out there for Chris Whitfield. Gave A.J. Ash no options. Ash got there second, going 578-1.
And our final two are rolling back from the burnout. Bo Butner and Peeps Pennington.
Just like we drew it up.
And again, we continue with the alliteration for some reason.
Yes.
Bo Butner, 454. Peeps Pennington dialed in at 462. Peeps, who has already piloted the Roadster to a main event win here in 2019, is now looking to try and pilot a dragster one round deeper as Bo Butner watched as Randy Lynn took her dragster into the final round here on Wednesday night. At this point, dead focused on getting around Peeps. Peeps, red by 0.06 of a second. Bo Butner is moving on. He is 16 green, and that means that while we were possibly going to get it, there will be no repeat this year. We were thinking there might have been a repeat, but there will be no repeat.
Ain't happening.
So what remains?
1 Mustang
Hastings
and 5 dragsters.
coming back with a 007 light. Whitfield was 009. Thompson was 029. Lee was 025. Butner was 016. And Val Torres Jr. was 014.
Huh.
Draw the ladder up at home however you'd like. We'll draw ours up here, and
We'll make a match. We can make
we'll
a
see
match.
if we bust your ladder.
Yeah.
But, man. 6 of them are coming back. With Nick Hastings going to be like, that whole one of these kids is doing his own thing.
Yeah, one of these things isn't like the other.
All right, so while we are letting them get back into the pit area, get them cooled and fueled and headed back this direction, I'm going to go to work on the Fig Speed Last Man Standing Calcutta. We're going to see who's still out there, match up some car numbers, see who's still got a chance.
I'm sorry, but the T-shirt that I want to have made, is just black, and it just says, hold on, I have to read this because it was so good. Okay, I want a shirt that says Brad Plor, or that says Hastings. Hold on, where is it? Hastings is a good race car driver. Brad Plord. That's what I want. That's the understatement. I love it, dude. Brad, you're awesome. That cracks me up. Then maybe on the back, then it should say, they call him nasty, but that's not a good enough description. Brad Plord. I love it, dude. I'm quoting you. We'll share all the profits, dude. It'll make us dozens of cents worth of profit. It'll be great. Oh, God. That's too funny. Brad, I know we don't know each other, but you crack me up, dude. In all the good ways, I promise you. Okay, so let's see. What else is going? Is Nasty's Mustang Ford powered? I doubt it, or else how would it run this well? Says the Chevrolet guy. Let's see. Dozens of cents. Oh, dude, we might make maybe $1 even. I don't know. JJ, you never know, dude. You never know. Aaron Alderman, no, this did not just start. We started, well, it's 8:30 p.m., so like 11 and a half-ish hours ago. No, about 12 hours ago, actually. Didn't we go live at 8:30, 8:20, something like that? Somebody know? Let's see. Okay, this is Ask Chad Anything. So go. Jeremy Youngblood, no idea. I have no idea who ran into the back of Hastings' car. Didn't know anything about it. Racing Dude 3111 has to be GM powered. Word. Jessica Burnett, true that, Chad. I assume you're talking about V8. Mancini Racing, does it really have an LS in it? If it has an LS in it, it would make it awesome because it's a Mustang 2 worth owning. Brian Kastrom, come to Minnesota with loans for the Nationals and drink some beer. Okay, I'm in. Dude, Rob McGray says LS power, baby. Okay, let's just go with that. I don't know if Nick's car is or isn't, but I'm going to say it is. It's probably not the LS I would build, but it probably still makes pretty good power. But it probably costs a lot more than the one I would do. Ask Chad anything. NHRA mom, God, I get that question all the time. So for those of you, whoa, almost broke things. So this beard right here, I've had a beard since the 90s. So in some form or fashion, and it's been long like this for years and years. I don't know. Years. 10 years or more that it's been this long. I cut several inches off of it at a time at random times throughout the year, so it doesn't matter. And if you have a question on how to grow a big long beard, stop shaving it. It's that easy. No, I'm not a LS. I mean, I am an LS guy, but I'm not only an LS guy. I believe in man motors as well, aka Big Block Chevrolet. Hold on, what was I? Somebody was asking me something. Oh, next live stream on the schedule. The schedule. Oh, April. Oh, dude. Both of Nick's cars are LS powered, according to my man Trevor, who knows the things about the stuff. So he's right. Okay. So for those of you wondering when we're going to be live again, yes, our next live stream is going to be April 10th. And we're going to have funny cars. The United Nitro funny cars are going to be in Tucson, and we are going to be live on the 10th for those. And then after that, I don't know. I don't have, I think it's before then, but we do have in May, we have the SDBA, Southern Drag Boat Association. But there's other stuff coming. It's just not in my phone. Okay. Brad Plord, yes, you are a foot breaker, and I like that. And no, you don't like hand-controlled throttle RPM setting devices. I don't either. A two-step's fine. Like, you know, put a chip in it, or depending on what your system is. But let's just use the term chip easily. There you go. Luther, yeah, the beard is fake. Totally, I glue it on every morning. That'd be awesome, actually. Manja 12, I don't know what you're talking about 700 horsepower for a street car, not for used for racing, but okay, I'm good with that. I own those. Yeah, I heard Mark Kidd's Chevy 2 was LS powered as well. Rick O'Shea, the 90s, so you had a beard when you were 10. Dude, seriously, I'm 48 years old. I wish. The 90s was, I was out of high school and in college. So yeah, I had a goatee then. So, Brad Flord, are you still racing the Nova and everything, or what are you racing this year? Jared, JJ says he does not have a throttle enhancer on the wagon. I have throttle enhancers on my wagon. Okay, not throttle enhancers like you're talking about. I have horsepower enhancers. I have a Pro Charger and an intercooler and E85 and Boost is awesome. Manja 12, do I like Top Fuel? Oh, yeah, as in funny cars? Yes. Nostalgia, funny cars for those of us that... Yes, TD McLeish, you should have another beer. In fact, everybody that's sitting here at home that is currently drinking an alcoholic beverage, you should have another one of whatever that alcoholic beverage is. Now, oh, and every time I say dude, you have to drink. I hope everybody understands it. Justin and the Bomb Squad in the house. Oh, I'm well aware of the zoo, Kastrom. Yeah, I'm older than Loans, remember? I've done all these things already. Oh, if the Pro Mod's not coming there, I didn't think that was on the schedule. But if Pro Mod will be there, then I'll be there with the... Brittany Snyder says she will be there. Dank Mac, I know that Mac's K&N wagon is LS powered. I was there for its first weekend of LS powered goodness at Fontana. So yeah, I am well aware. We used to be neighbors, so. Alex George, let's get a shout out for Trevor Hayes and his new wife Tamber. That's who I was just talking about, was Trevor. So yes, and not that new now. It seems like it's been forever. But yes, Trevor and Tamber are awesome. Oh, it's manga instead of manga. Okay. Oh, JJ has a 5.3 in the wagon. I like that. Ooh, X29 Scotch is muy bueno, my friend. Let's see. What is everybody else drinking? Rush fan, I have been to Epping, and I have had a lobster. Brody, quick, how long can you talk without taking a breath? Well, not that long because I'm fat and old, but that doesn't slow me down. I can breathe and talk at the same time. It's kind of amazing. Todd Piper, White Claw. That's awesome. Is your wife drinking the beer? Cody Jackson, CT21 is asking, how was it like being on fastest car? Actually, it was better than I thought it was going to be. They had asked us to, well, when Daphne was still alive, they asked her to be in the pilot for the thing, and honestly, we thought it was just weird, and it was somebody trying to make a TV show that had no chance of making a TV show. And then when she died, they asked me to do the show again, and it was too close, and I wasn't ready to do it. And when we did the show finally, it wasn't that wasn't the plan. I was supposed to just be working with Lyle and Biggin and everybody on beer money for the show. And when they interviewed me for the show, they realized that it was me because they weren't paying attention. And then they said, "Oh my God, you got to do the wagon." So it was fun. It was cool. I mean, it was weird, you know. At the time, I hadn't raced Daphne's car at all, so it was tough, but it was cool. It was really cool. They did a good job, and they were they were really funny because all of the people, like, if you've watched the show, if you don't know what we're talking about, the Netflix TV show Fastest Car has my late wife Daphne's wagon on it that I drove in the TV show, racing the thing against a McLaren and a bunch of other stuff, and Tiana Weber won that episode. It was awesome. They're super good people. Her and Brandon are awesome. And anyway, they moved to Texas like I did. Actually, we used to live right near each other in Southern California. Now we both live in Texas, an hour away from each other. But anyway, we did the TV show and ran it and everything. So the cool part was we were sitting in my backyard in Southern California, and they're doing the interview, and the cars are in the background and all this stuff. And they're doing all these interview questions, and so I'm telling the story of Daphne being sick and racing still when she was sick, and how she told the doctors that she was going on Rocky Mountain Race Week, so they needed to be done with chemo because she was going, and all of that. And it's all true, and she did all those things, and it was crazy, and it was fun stories to tell. But all of the camera people were in my backyard just blubbering, and it was cool. It was neat because people really like to hear the story. So it was fun. Trevor just sent me a text message and says that Tambra says Tambra says it's the longest year of her life. And he also said that that Alex, dude, congrats that you got engaged to Kylie. Dude, proof that girl has no sense, but congratulations, my friend. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, very good. Okay, what else were people asking about on here? La 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 la. Okay, yes, big thanks to our sponsors, Holly and Holly EFI, dude. Couldn't do this without you guys. Of course, Jegs and Hoosier, Silver State Refrigeration, and you guys are awesome, dude. It's Silver State Friday. Yesterday was Mosier Thursday. Wednesday was Silver State Day. Was actually Maytag Silver State Day. Big thanks to them, as well as K&N and Optima and all of you guys. Dude, Mark Vittori, a big money golf cart race would be awesome. I want a bunch of money racing a golf cart here during the NHRA national event in the pits against some big name people that I'm not going to say over the live feed. And it was rad. Let's see. Keith Richards. God, you will, dude, eat crap and bark at the moon, dude. IPAs are horrible things. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody asked, how did we get in? Oh, is Drag Week happening? I can't answer anything more than that. Let's see. Somebody asked, when did I start doing this, streaming drag racing? So when we had, before Bang Shift, me and David Freiberger started a website called Car Junkie TV. And one of our video guys, Dustin, I came in one morning and said, hey, so, Christy, I have not been 001 in a golf cart, but I've been 015 in a golf cart backwards. So anyway, we started the site, did all these things. Fast forward, I was watching morning radio shows from my hometown in Northern California while I lived in Southern California. And I was watching them, KSJO, Lamont and Tonelli in the morning. I was watching them on live streaming. And I was like, we should do that for races. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. It was like 11 or 12 years ago now. And the first one, we had a modem that was like one of these little USB stick modems they plugged into the laptop. And we had all the camera gear. That was no problem. And it was me and him. And it would go about 5, maybe 10 minutes. And then it would go and crash the internet. And we'd reboot it and light her up again. And Mark Walter at Motormania TV was not Motormania TV yet. He had just started doing drag races. Like he'd been doing church services from the races for like 2 years or something, but he had like been doing drag races for a year or something like that. And dude, on the very first broadcast, he's sending me messages like, oh, you should try this. Oh, you should do this. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? How would he know? And then literally like started talking to him. Mark Walter and I have been friends ever since. Mark is awesome. I mean, I talked to him yesterday. Like I talk to Mark all the time. We have done so much stuff together over the years that none of you people know about, figuring out what streaming services to use and where to go and how to do it and all that stuff. And Mark is awesome people. Him and Joanne and the entire staff, they're great. So that is sort of the very quick and dirty version of how we got here. And then it just snowballed from there. And unlike Mark, we've always done live streaming because it's good for Bang Shift and for our sponsors, right? Mark, it's his business, right? That's his whole thing. We don't really make money on the live stream side of this thing. Like I come up here and do this literally because you guys want it and the promoters, want it. And, and don't get me wrong, Peter and Kyle are paying me to be here this weekend, but I will assure you that the number of hours put in and the amount of money is probably McDonald's wages, and that goes to Bang Shift, not to me. So, there you go. Let's see. Dude, Brittany Snyder cut a perfect light, all 4 zeros. That's pretty damn good. I'm on it there. Yes, Drag Week party at Biggins. Not this year. It'll be a long way from there. 005 in a motorhome leaving off the top bulb. That's awesome. So somebody asked me earlier, what does top bulb mean and what does bottom bulb mean? So bottom bulb racing is pro. Top bulb is super pro. But really, this is why. So in pro, you have 2 kinds of racers. You have foot brake racers and you have trans brake racers, but there are no delay boxes, right? So the driver is either using their foot on the brake, hence foot brake, or have their finger on the trans brake button. And when the final light comes on, they're letting go of the button or their foot off the brake when they think it's the right time to go to be leaving on green. So they get a good reaction time. Delay box racers are racing off of the top bulb. And so what they're doing is they light the pre-stage and stage bulb and they sit there and stare at it. And as soon as the top bulb flashes, they treat it like a pro tree where all the yellows would flash at the same time. So as soon as you see the top bulb flash, you let go of the button. You've put in approximately 1.1 seconds worth of delay, right? That's the amount of time it takes for the tree to count down. It isn't exact, but that's how long you want. And so then you're sitting there and you wide open and you've already let your finger off the button. And the box delays it and goes. It is not smarter than that. You have to put the number in that it's going to be delayed. So it's really not any different than letting go of the trans brake button off the bottom bulb. It is, however, different than foot brake. Foot brake is a whole other thing. And I grew up as a stock and super stock racer and all that. So foot brake racing is badass. It's my jam. And those guys are epically awesome. So there you go. Let's see.
I made a conversation with students at the end of this thing. Because I was kind of riding along in spirit of history this week. I actually take your pick. Edge my bet there. But, and then I believe...
Warren Ortiz, when am I coming to Hermosillo, Mexico? Dude, I need no excuse to come to Mexico. I love Mexico. So, I'm in. You tell me, when am I coming? I hear cars running. Seriously, dude. Not gonna lie. Dude, what is going on with my chat here? Okay, cars are coming around the corner. This is round number 7, I think, since I screwed up the last one.
Were the first two to find their way out of the staging lanes and make their way up this direction. But we're going to see. Peter Biondo's made his way up here to watch from the front row. Yeah. Got Alicia who's been back there doing things. That's, well, you know, you showed up. He goes, I showed up with your wife. Okay. You're the boss.
You're the boss.
You're the boss.
You're the boss. Matt Lee and Chris Whitfield, the dial-ins, separated by 800. It's going to be 473 dial-in for Matt Lee, who will be on the left-hand side of the racetrack, the right-hand side of your screen if you're watching at home. Whitfield, right-hand side for us, be on the left-hand side of your screen, dial 465. I think it's interesting just the conversations over the last couple of days of racers that have stuck out to us, racers that have been of note. This kind of right lane's one of them.
Oh, yeah. Chris Whitfield has definitely had the hot shoe, as a lot of people like to talk about. With that 465 number showing up on the scoreboard, Matt Lee, I don't want to say he's kind of come out of the background, but I haven't really been able to talk about him much under the lights, in the dark, at night, over the last couple of days. But when you really think about it, when it really matters, if Matt Lee is getting hot at this point in time, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. It don't matter.
So both drivers have completed their burnouts, clearing their heads right now, a deep breath before they put their visors down and put these cars into pre-stage. The margins have been razors tight on virtually every single pair outside of a notable few throughout all of eliminations, and we'll find out how tight they get here between Whitfield and Lee.
Lights are on. Tree drops. Green light separated by 0.02 of a second. Matt Lee over the left side is going to bow out as Chris Whitfield by 0.01 of a second. I mean, rounded up to a 2,000 stripe. Whitfield 16 green and 466 on the 465. He is 16 and 11 thou over, getting the win against Matt Lee. Whoa.
White hot as Chris Whitfield is now Alexis Thompson and Val Torres Jr. come up. Remember, Torres won $50,000 not that long ago, literally just a handful of weeks ago at Tucson Dragway. You were there to witness it.
I was. We were there to witness him win the $50,000 as well as winning the bonus race the night before.
You were like his human rabbit foot.
Well, you know what? If I'm his human rabbit foot, I will happily take a tip.
You smell like his human rabbit foot at this point. So Thompson and Torres, both in pre-stage. I also expect to be cut in on that tip.
Understood. Alexis Thompson, 461. It is a Silver State refrigeration and HVAC day. She is representing, trying to keep Dad in the game here. Dad is watching intently. He is the man in the red hooded sweatshirt, kind of bending over a little bit, going, what can we do? Oh, Alexis is in trouble. Val Torres, 005 and 484 on a 483.
She goes dead on 5, but it ends up being a 40-pack because of the 35 light. Val, 15 or 12 over, 17-pack, just getting it done, just getting it done.
Yeah, Val Torres lighting up the bulb. So Torres stays in the game, and not only does our final invitation to the round of 3 to join Whitfield and Val Torres, our Calcutta comes down to this pair. Unofficially, as I'm looking at it, I mean, our Hoosier entry has bowed out.
Yep.
You've got Hastings and Butner, which are kind of the last two in the game. Timmy Markeglu, and from what I can tell, Greg Hicks.
This is a $10,000 run for somebody who invested $75. And Nick Hastings trying to be a foot breaker in the semifinal round here, trying to be a bottom bulber in the semifinal round as Bo Butner is aiming to stop Nasty Nick in his tracks. And off they go. Absolutely telepathic reaction times on both sides of the tree, and it's going to be Butner. 54.4, 151 miles an hour. Wow. 17 pack. He took 1 thou a stripe. A beautiful run by Bo Butner. Hastings was 1 over. 6 and 18 pack. The 17 beats an 18. Butner advances. And
003 reaction time. Best of the bunch. Should end up being the bye to the final.
Once we enter the sheet, it'll be verified. But by our math,
Peter just nodded.
Peter nodded.
It's over. Bye to the final round for Bo Butner.
Bye to the final. Unreal.
Oh, my goodness. So Whitfield and Torres will race each other. Bo Butner will await the winner. When we come back. Is that Greg Hicks down there? A moment ago, Greg Hicks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
10 grand.
Hey, Greg, no, what? Hold on. Greg, once we subtract taxes and fees from it, you're getting $35, dude. Way to go. Way to go.
This $20 toll fee to get into the lanes all day today.
Oh. Sorry, Greg. I just found out that 35 became 15 because of your $20 toll in the staging lanes.
But congratulations.
Holy cow.
That's really
Beer is awesome. Oh my God. Woo! That's what I heard. First thing I heard was woo! I was like, okay, somebody's partying. Oh my God. That's awesome. Oh my God. That's too funny. Yeah, smoking the tires at the finish line, dude. Everybody's all on the breakages. Johnny B, does anybody ever ask if I'm the guy from 1320 video? Oh, you mean Fred? No. Nobody ever confuses me with Fred. And I don't know. Fred and I know each other. I've never heard him say that anybody confused him for me either. So no, that doesn't happen. At first I thought you meant Kyle, because Kyle is the real dude from 1320, but I was like, huh? Oh, no, wait, no, not Fred. No, but Fred's awesome. I love Fred. Fred's good people. That is too funny. Let's see. Yes, everybody say happy birthday to Peter. It's Peter's birthday. It says on the Spring Fling thing that he's 50 today. Okay. He doesn't look 50 to me, but okay. If he is, I just feel older than or worse, because I'm not 50 and I feel like I look older than Peter does. William T. Johnson thinks the money will not get touched this round. Reed, yeah. What I hear was Racing Dude 3111 says Torres and Butner in the final. Okay. You are welcome, Neil. Youth Rock asking how Kyle Seipel's doing. I zoomed in on him earlier in the tower, and then he realized it and started chatting. But he's doing good, dude. He is. Everybody knows that Kyle's had this horrible struggle with this just incredibly aggressive and evil cancer, and he's been fighting it, and he's doing such a good job. And I say that knowing full well what he's going through. I went through it with Daphne, and I should say I know it more from his wife's side than him. I obviously didn't have it, but Daphne did, and I can tell you that he's doing everything he can, and we obviously are praying for him, and doctors are doing everything they can, and he's just been a trooper. It's just amazing, and to see the light in his eyes when we got here, I was so excited to just give him a hug and see him. It's been great. So he's here. I asked Peter this morning, I said, how's Kyle doing? He said, I think he's getting tired. I said, yeah, I bet he is. I'm tired. And I'm not fighting the big C, so I know that he's probably wore out from this week, but dude, he needed this. He needed his racing family here to say hi and everything. It's just super cool. So yeah, he's the best. There's just no doubt. So very, very cool. And thank you everybody for saying hi to him. I know that I know everybody's been thinking about him, and you guys have had such great messages, and that we've been running the Kyle Seipel logo on our races the last few races, and we'll keep doing it for sure. And I'm just glad he's here, and I'm glad that he's feeling up and happy and all of that. It was cool. I will tell you this. There is no doubt he's the skinniest I've ever seen him, and he looks like he's been beat with a stick. But I'll tell you what, he is the same Kyle, the same sense of humor, the same smart ass remarks, the same. I mean, he is big nasty, my friends, the same old dude, and it is that part of it is super cool. There is no doubt about it. It is it's just fun to stand there shooting the shit in the tower, him and Pete and I mean, laughing, and the two of them, I mean, they're business partners, but God, they're like brothers. It is absolutely hilarious. If you hang out with the two of them, you will find yourself laughing all the time. I mean, it is awesome. So yeah, very, very cool. So and he knows that he's watching the chat. He knows that everybody's saying hello to him and all of that. So it's very cool. It's much appreciated. So let's see. Yeah. Manga. Yeah, dude. Not good. For sure. Fast Ford fan one, and the crowd goes wild. Okay, so how many cars does that mean we have left? 5? 5 cars, I think. Dude, Viva Zapatas, Mark Darsow. So Viva Zapatas is good. But so they have a sister restaurant, or they are the sister restaurant. The other one I like a little better. But it depends. If we get out of here without it being 11 o'clock at night, then I'm going to go I'm gonna go get a couple of tacos at Tacos El Gordo. Lyle is sending me pictures of watching me on the live feed. So there it is. Anybody that knows, dude, Beer Money bringing home paychecks last weekend again. Woo! That little crappy car is so rad, it defies description. Let's see here. What are people saying? Greg Hinman, you're hungry now. Oh yeah, if you've never been to Tacos El Gordo in Las Vegas, you are missing out. Oh, Trevor says there's only 3 cars. Is it really only 3? God, that's the awesomest thing you could have told me, dude. 3 cars. Torres, Whitfield, and Butner. Okay. Well, then I want it to be Whitfield and Butner in the final. I'm just going to go there. How's that? What are the best restaurants to eat at in Las Vegas? I'm not the good person to ask that because I spend a lot of time here for events, but I'm so busy. Like you like here. I'm here at 6:30 in the morning, and I'm leaving at it's 9 o'clock now, so it'll be 11 o'clock when I leave here. So I don't know all of them, but I can tell you that Hash House A Go Go is rad for breakfast. Order one thing and split it between two people. And I let's see, and then well, yeah, Tacos El Gordo. I mean, come on. And then Viva Zapatas. Those are all good. There's other ones, I'm sure, but those are the ones hitting me in the head right now. Yes, everybody telling me there's only 3 cars left. I know that now. Yeah, you guys are way behind because I already said this a long time before I got the thing in. Okay, so what? Bolentini, I'm not punking on Val Jr. That dude's just won a bunch lately, so let's let somebody else win. This is for all the people think splitting is a thing. Greeno says Torres. Luther, yes, I'm staying at the everybody in the whole event. Well, not the racers necessarily, but all of the staff or people associated with any of the event. We're staying at the cannery, so. Racing Dude 3111, I have zero clue about anything to do with the split. Mickey and Barnes, what up? Oh, Omelet House. Oh, Mr. Mama's. I was told. I've never been there, but I heard Mr. Mama's is awesome for biscuits and gravy. Dude, Keith Richards, Butter against someone in the final. I don't know who Butter is, but I know it's Butner, but Butter, yes. That's what we should call him, dude. He's Bo Butter Butner. Oh, that's awesome. God, yes. Del Frisco's, yeah. They have those here too. Del Frisco's is in Dallas and stuff too. So I've only eaten at it one time, but Fast Forward Fan 1, Butner. Luther Bordenart. Yeah, you call me. I don't even care, dude. Knock yourself out. Try. They won't bring a room anymore, so it doesn't matter. Rebel 3353, stop talking about food, I'm hungry. Yeah, who's the guy that's been stuck on a scissor lift all day, dude? Seriously. I ate little chocolate donuts. Now, this is partly my fault because I do have sandwich stuff up here, and I didn't eat a sandwich today because I just wasn't feeling it. So I'm not starving or anything, but I have trail mix, little chocolate donuts, Doritos. Oh, some string cheese. That's what I ate today. Hello there from Boise, Idaho. Bo versus Byron is what Jay Sib says. That's what I said. Ty Gaynor? Okay, tell him I said he has to go to the final and win. See? Racing Dude 3111, you agree. A legend is born. Bo Butter Butner. Right here. Oh, dude, empanadas are good. Pupusas, too. If I could only eat one kind of food for the rest of my life, like one style of food, it would be Mexican food. Like every meal, every day, no problem. No, I'm not starving or anything. I mean, I'm hungry, but it's fine. Yes, junk food. Luther Bordenaro, track food is the best. Dude, there is no good track food here in Vegas, in my opinion. Little chocolate donuts are pretty awesome, Neil Eller. Dude, Tacos El Gordo in Vegas, I am telling you, hand to God. Oh my God. Now, to be fair, you should go on a weeknight your first time, and you should bring a Spanish speaker with you or not be afraid to ask somebody to help you order. Now, they understand English perfectly fine, but you probably won't understand everything that's on the menu, and it's confusing because you think you have to get in all the lines. You don't. So if I was to tell you what to get at Tacos El Gordo, I would tell you that you want tacos adobada. Okay, those, you want a couple of those. My mouth is now watering, not gonna lie. And then you want a mulas. You want one of those, and with chorizo. That would be my suggestion. Those are your two gotta get 'ems, and everything else is spectacular. It doesn't matter what it is. It's ungodly. Susie Q's supposedly good too. No, I do not need pizza delivered to the racetrack. I am fine. Yeah, Clark, see, I could fast for about a month probably. I figure whenever I feel hungry, I think of it as there's somebody inside eating my ass off because I need it gone. My donuts didn't get soggy, just the bag. No, Dalton Olson, I do not need anybody to bring me food. We're going to be done here before too long. It's fine. I'm going to pack up and get the hell out of here. Well, dude, I don't remember a Hemi burger specifically because I was a kid, but yes, I'm sure I did because I lived at Fremont Drag Strip for the first 10 years of my life. Let's see what else. J Zib's Taco Bell. Hey, there's a place for Taco Bell, but it's just not where we're going. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, I like minestrone soup. I got nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with plant-based food. Okay, I'm going to play a commercial real quick. Keep the Silver State people really happy. And then hopefully we'll hear engine noises.
With Silver State Air Conditioning, they're all about being on time. That's why they're one of the few companies that offer an on-time guarantee. Unfortunately, problems don't just happen from 9 to 5. But it's important to Silver State to be there when it's convenient for the customer. I know I want a company that values my time. That's why I'll always choose Silver State Air Conditioning.
We'll be there whenever you need us, on time and at no extra charge. Guaranteed. Call us or visit us online. Silver State Refrigeration and HVAC.
Listen, nothing says baller like joyriding around the pits of a drag strip in somebody else's limo. That is that's a full-on, that's a luxury experience.
You had to go out there and just kind of experience it. I know the first year that we brought it out here, we did. We took it for a tour of the pits just to show everybody that there really was actually the limo, and it was here to pick them up.
Well, it's going to be good. No matter which way this breaks out, three great racers have made it this far. We're going to see them around the corner here in just a couple minutes, and We know that Bo Butler is guaranteed a trip to the final because he has the bye. Remember, tomorrow morning, our Races for Christ Chapel service will be happening underneath the grandstands at 7:30 a.m. Rich Trimmer will be putting that service on, non-denominational. Everybody's welcome. Things, yeah. Yeah, busted on some donuts.
See, these guys in the chat room, they got the right idea. You and Chad take the limo to go get tacos.
It's not a bad idea, but the Showgirls had the idea of busting some donuts out in the thing, which is even better.
I think that'd be great.
Limo donuts.
Well, I know the first year when Verdi won it, we actually did take the limo down the drag strip for the victory lap.
There you go.
Maybe not under full,
Under full sail.
Yeah, probably not quite like that, but it was certainly more the victory lap speed, the parade lap rather than the
competition lap.
Yeah.
Tacos and donuts are not mutually exclusive things.
You can totally have it. Yeah, you can do tacos and donuts at the same time.
I would agree.
One of the best places in Vegas is in the Cosmo, the Chinese food Mexican place. What's the name of that place?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's awesome. It's like half the menu's
where's
Chinese food, half
CJ?
the menu's Mexican. Super good.
Where is CJ? She could answer that question for us. I know she was rolling around here somewhere. She's left. Just when we needed her the most. No. No, I think you're right. Tuna fish and donuts would not be a combination that we would really want. China poblano. All right. But you could always start the night with tacos and end the night with donuts.
That's a win.
See? Start the night with tacos, end the night with donuts.
And in a limo, if you're in the back of that thing, you get maximum whip action, like being in the last car of the roller coaster. But if you're in the back of a limo that's whipping donuts, it's like being in the centrifugal in NASA tester thing that put the astronauts.
Sorry, thanks,
Get the
Alan.
big G-force.
KJ. My mistake.
Oh.
Thanks, Reinhardt. Reinhardt says, tell the midget story.
Val Torres Jr. and Chris Whitfield coming up for the final pair. The only pair, I should say, this semifinal round, as we have 3 cars remaining. Whitfield dialed 465, Torres dialed 483. Val Torres is 2 win lights away from making this a $300,000 month for himself.
Oh, my goodness.
Plus.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit more than that because he won that stimulus race that was also a Silver State invention. So with Val Torres, 483 on the left side of the racetrack, and Chris Whitfield, 465 on the right. Both have been deadly letting go. Both have been right on the number as they cross the stripe. And Bo Butner is going to pull up here to get a front row seat, and it looks like he may be going around the water.
He's just going to stage it.
Just going to stage it.
At this point, I would do the same thing. God forbid you wound the car at this point in the Enterprise and you can't try to run for the $250,000. That would be tragedy.
I would say you're right here.
So Val Torres will have a very slight head start over Chris Whitfield. Just a couple tenths of a second as both cars now sit in pre-stage.
Tree falls, stays green, and away we go. Advantage to Chris Whitfield. And Chris Whitfield is making his way to the final. Chris, 17 thou on the reaction clocks. Goes 466 on a 465. He is 12 thou above.
This crew is running like something's on fire down there.
It is on fire. Right now there is a big check that is like burning in somebody's pocket as they are ready to claim that. Val Torres was 25 on the tree. and 2 above, 45 out of 43. Bo Butner watches the tree drop, takes the green light, and he's in.
So Chris Whitfield, the guy who has just been on a tear all day long, has fought his way around Val Torres Jr., who has been early in 2021 one of the biggest names in the bracket racing universe. So Bo Butner, this would be the richest win of a career that has won on pretty much every level if he's able to pull it off.
Okay, gang. I am going to play a commercial for the next 8 minutes so I can go unplug stuff and plug stuff back in the way it needs to be for me to go mobile and to the winner's circle when it's time. Picking up what I'm putting down here? All right. Here we go.
Are you looking to add an in-tank fuel pump to your ride, but you're afraid it's a little too complicated to do on your own? Well, Holley has a solution for you. It's our universal retrofit fuel pump modules. Follow along, and I'll show you how to make the switch to EFI with a retrofit fuel pump module from Holley. With pumps capable of flowing 255, 450, all the way up to 525 liters per hour, Holley's sure to have a fuel pump for your EFI needs. Now you can convert your factory tank or fuel cell to an EFI-style in-tank fuel system with return or returnless setups. The first thing we need to do is to determine the best location to mount our fuel pump module in our fuel cell or fuel tank. To mount the module, you'll need to cut a 3 1/4 inch hole with a hole saw similar to this. Identify things like where the vehicle's fuel tank straps and frame rails will contact your fuel tank. That way we can avoid these areas. Now evaluate the position of your fuel level sender float. Removing the existing unit, if yours has one, will help you determine the float arm path. That way you can cut your new hole without interfering with it. Be sure to look for and avoid any bowls or baffles internally in the tank as well. You'll also want to look and determine the best routing position for any supply, return, and vent hoses may be required for your unit. Once you've determined the best possible location for your pump module, drill the 3 1/4 inch diameter hole in the tank with your hole saw. Remember, gas burns but fumes explode, so don't become a statistic. If you plan to reuse a fuel tank, make sure that all the fuel has been removed and consult with a professional about degassing the tank before cutting or drilling. Once you have the hole cut, use a file or some emery cloth to deburr the edge of your cut. The thick foam gasket supplied with your fuel pump module can compensate for ribs up to 1/4 inch thick in the fuel tank surface. If your tank has deeper ribs or the ribs are perpendicular and have sharp edges, you'll need to use some additional sealant, such as Dow Corning's 730 RTV. Apply the sealant between the foam ring and the tank surface to seal it properly. Remove and clean any debris that may have fallen into the tank during the hole cutting process before you start the installation. Next, we need to measure the tank depth from the highest part of the fuel tank to the very bottom of the floor directly below. The maximum tank depths that our pump modules can accommodate vary from 12 to 13 7/32 of an inch, depending on which pump module you choose. And minimum depth requirements range from 7 to 9 inches depending on the model. Now take this tank depth measurement and insert it into the chart found in the instructions. Subtract your depth measurement from the supply hose specifications listed for your specific model to get the proper length for the supply and return hose. Now measure and mark your return hose, starting with the end of the tape at the end of the hose and pulling back towards the module. Once you have your mark, you can cut the hose to length. Now cut the supply line that's already pre-attached to your fuel pump using the same method, pulling from the end of the hose back towards the fuel pump, then mark and cut. To determine the length we'll need for our pump hanger bracket, you'll use the same measurements that we used earlier for our return and supply lines. Using your measurement, place a mark on the hanger bracket, then cut the hanger at the mark. Install the pump hanger bracket to the flange boss using the 2 screws and lock washers supplied with your kit. Install the bracket so that the groove is facing your fuel pump. You'll have to remove the foam ring in order to access both holes. Install the pump hanger bracket to the flange boss using the 2 screws and lock washers supplied with your kit. Then torque them to 12 to 18 inch-pounds. Don't forget to reinstall the foam gasket. Slide the screw clamp over the supply hose and push the hose outlet onto the hose barb found in the pump module body. In order to gain better access to the clamp screw, you can remove one of the clamping lugs. Next, rotate the pump until it contacts the hanger bracket. Then slide the hose clamp towards the pump and over the hose barb. Tighten it to 13.5 inch-pounds. Now install the two 2-inch diameter screw clamps around the pump module and mounting bracket. Place a clamp at each end of the foam sleeve on the pump. If you've chosen an EFI system that's capable of being run returnless, why not choose one of our returnless fuel pump modules? The installation is the same as before, but be sure to check the chart included in the instructions, since the base measurements change with the returnless style pump modules. When you go to install the Hydra mat filter onto your fuel pump module, position the Hydra mat so that the shortest length of filter is closest to the wall of the fuel tank, and the longer section is pointed towards the center of your tank. You'll also want to avoid interfering with the swing motion of the fuel level sender float, as well as any internal baffles or bowls. First, remove the caps from the pump inlet and the filter outlet. Line up one of the holes found in the filter mounting tab with the locating pin found on your fuel pump. Be sure that the fuel filter is going to be orientated correctly once it's installed into your fuel tank before you proceed. Once you're sure it's in the correct position, push the Hydra mat onto the pump inlet until it bottoms out and locks into place. If you're installing one of our retrofit fuel pump modules into a polypropylene tank, better known as a plastic tank, we recommend that you use one of our stiffening shims. Separate the shim at the slot and spiral it through the tank opening. You can apply some adhesive compound like Loctite 571 between the shim surface and the tank to hold it in place. Use clamps or tape to keep the shim against the inside surface of the tank opening until the adhesive sets up. Position the shim so that it's not visible in the opening and wipe away any excess Loctite that protrudes into the tank opening. Before installing the pump module into your fuel tank, install any adapters or ports needed for your supply, return, and vent lines. Now is also a good time to go ahead and install the preferred electrical connector. Now we're ready to install our pump module into our fuel tank. Make sure that the foam ring is installed on the flange of the pump module. Slide the longer side of the Hydra mat into the tank opening first. Then fold the shorter side, just enough to allow you to get it through the whole opening. Now lower the universal pump hanger into position. If you can, look to see that the Hydra mat is in the desired position and that it's not interfering with any internal obstructions. If it is, you can rotate the universal pump hanger assembly as needed. Make sure that all the swing out mounting lugs are in the closed position, then lower the module the rest of the way down into the tank. Press down on the module and compress the seal against the tank surface. Then tighten the assembly screws in a clockwise motion to swing the mounting lugs out into the open position. Then gradually torque the 5 assembly screws using a crisscross pattern until the torque of 40 to 60 inch-pounds is achieved. Finish your install all the way to the engine bay with one of our fuel system kits. We have several to choose from depending on your needs, and they include hose, pumps, regulator, fittings, filters, and clamps depending on which one you choose. To complete your installation, make all the necessary connections for your fuel, vent, as well as the electrical connections and the fuel sending unit. Once you have your tank up in place but not fully secured, it's a good idea to go ahead and power up the pump. That way you can check for any leaks. If you're leak-free, go ahead and raise it in its final position and secure the tank. Make sure that you don't pinch any wires or crush any fuel lines though. And remember, all vent lines must terminate at least 6 inches above the top of your fuel tank. That wasn't so bad. Now you can convert your factory tank or fuel cell into an in-tank EFI system quickly and easily, all on your own. For more great fuel system solutions and how-to videos, visit us at holley.com.
So remember when you were a kid and your mother said, don't say anything if you can't say nice things, or if you can't say anything, or don't say anything at all if you can't say something nice? Well, you know what? Dreamscapes Lawn and Landscaping, as well as Jimmy 6969, dude, nobody asked you for your opinion whatsoever. And the guy from Holly happens to be a really nice guy who knows what he's doing. And Holly happens to be a supporter who spends money with us every single month so that we will be able to afford to do live broadcasts that don't pay like the Spring Fling Million. So for any of you guys that don't want to watch a commercial or you want to bitch and moan, get your dead ass off of the couch, go get yourself a beer out of the kitchen, come back. I told you it was going to be 8 minutes long. You knew exactly how long you needed to wait. Don't gripe about it, dude. It's not cool at all. You know, it'd be like you posting a video of your kid at their, soccer game or something on Facebook and people bashing on them for not playing very well. Not cool. Not cool at all. So let's just quit that right now. Thanks. God.
Hey, yeah, just another reminder, if you do want to take your photo with the showgirls before the final round, they are downstairs, kind of hanging out behind the tower, and will be available. Again, we are giving our finalists just a couple of minutes to get them turned around and headed back this way when they are ready. But it is down to just 2 on the main event day. Again, the Silver State Refrigeration. $250,000 to win Friday here at the K&N Spring Fling, presented by Optima Batteries.
Okay, if you're just joining us, so it's Bo Butner in the final against Whitfield, and what somebody posted in the chat, and I trust this because he quoted his source. A Facebook page that was live streaming during the split negotiation, which is unbelievable, but they apparently there was $200,000 still left for the final 3 guys. So the 3 final guys were splitting 200 some way that they were negotiating. How, I don't know, but that is what word on the street is. So we'll roll with that. Makes it sound good to me. So Mike English says that splitting sounds like a lack of confidence in your ability. And Christy Schumer says, can you believe I've never been to a spring fling? What are you doing, woman? Come hang out with me. All right. Yes. So it's a big payday. There is no doubt. Now, for those of you that I've been getting messages about, I thought it was $1 million. So the million obviously depends on how many entries, but the minimum guaranteed purse is $250,000. And that's where we're at today, because that's for 250 entrants or less. Okay. So unfortunately, because of COVID and all the situation and everything else, we've had 429 cars that showed up to race in the $330,000 races. They got here on Wednesday or what have you, but but not everybody is going to spend the $2,000 to do the million race, right? And really, it's $2,500 because you got to count that if you lost first round, you're going to do the buyback for $500. So the thing is that, you know, that's a big nut for a lot of people to spend. So and especially this year. So that's how many we had. 231 cars ended the first round, and so that's what we've got. But yes, it would, Christy, but we would have a great time. So who cares? Do it. Let's go. Come on. But you know, again, it's $250,000. Now you can see on the screen right here that, you know, where it goes up to. Now, I believe that the most we've had was 370 or 380 people, something like that. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was 400, but somewhere in that mark was the biggest one, which I believe was 2019. So, you know, there's no doubt that this is a big money race, and I have absolute faith that it will reach 1 million at some point, but just not going to be this year. Let's see. J749 says Bo Butner is awesome, but I like Whitfield in the final. Dude, he's been on fire, so we'll see. Header Flame on IG. I can't believe the final 8 or so cars even bother going down the track. I think they divide and split. That's the reason why splitting, a lot of people, it puts a bad taste in their mouth that are not bracket racers, don't get me wrong, because they think, oh, well, then you're not going to try that hard. But you have to make it so there's an incentive. You can't have it where the last 4 guys all get a equal. There, people on golf carts having way too much fun down here. I'm jealous. I want to be over there. Anyway, you can't have it where the last 4 or the last 2 or whatever get the same amount. That's stupid. I mean, somebody has to come out way ahead if you're going to win, in my opinion. Bo doesn't need the money. Greg Hinman is saying that in the chat. Well, who cares? He's winning it if he wins. 2019 payout was $375 to Pete. Okay, well, there you go. Adam Dory, yes, I am. But I also have a pair of track pants on over them because it's freaking cold. But yes, you know me, dude. Hello. I am wearing shoes today, though. I know that's weird, but I'm wearing a pair of Chucks because my feet were just absolutely all swelled up and gross yesterday, so I put shoes on this morning. So, Leanne Day, watching from the parking lot. If my stimulus check had arrived, would have been able to play. Oh my God, that's awesome. $493, $296 is pretty cool in a fuel altered. Did he blow it up and oil down the whole racetrack like everybody else did today, apparently? Oh. Kane Brown Cornell. I don't know what the I don't know. I didn't count how many buyback people were there. So Adam, I've been wearing flops every day except today. So oh, Garrett Wiles. I was like, huh? What? You in shows? Yeah, shoes. Has hell frozen over? No, I mean I wear shoes when I race or when I'm on a starting line of a racetrack that requires them, but otherwise I don't. I have not been to Bud's Creek, Luther. Oh, Greg Hinman. Somebody asked. I didn't realize. Normally, I'm always wearing flip-flops, and I just didn't. I mean, I have them here with me, but I wore these shoes instead today, so. Track Shack chick feet right now? I don't know what that is. No, the final is coming, guy. Love you too, Adam Dory. Dude, the house looks great. Everything. Dude, Stevie is a great, what am I talking? Not motivator, but I don't know what the hell. A good influence. She's a good influence on you. I mean, you know me, I'm the bachelor dude, but yeah, dude, Stevie for the win. And she can drive a stick car, dude. Rad. Oh, dude, radio prep flops for the win. Dude, I've always got those when I'm going to a sticky racetrack. Don't you worry. Ooh, yes, there's going to be a Fling in Ohio. It is the Summer Fling, I believe. Let me see. I'll play the video.
For over a decade, Peter Biondo and Kyle Seipel have been promoting the biggest and most well-received bracket races in the world. What began with 3 $20,000 to win events in Thunder Valley has grown into a brand that races coast to coast and gives racers the chance to win life-changing money and enjoy world-class facilities and events. In 2021, Biondo and Seipel will again raise the bar as they are proud to introduce the Summer Fling.
Now that our demand is overwhelming again, we think it's time for a 4th event. We're ready to do it. We're going to hit a region that is untapped as far as the Fling goes. We want the racers in the Ohio area to be able to experience what we're all about.
National Trail Raceway in Columbus, Ohio will host another opportunity for competitors to race and experience the renowned Fling brand of events in late summer 2021.
For myself, I've had a really good friendship with Jay Livingston, the owner at National Trail, for about 25 years. And Jason Murray, who's the general manager of this facility, I've known him for 15 years. We're looking for a partner, and I think myself and Peter, JJ, and Jay together, we would make one hell of a team.
Yeah, National Trail Raceway is a Class A facility, and that's what we look for. It has the tower, it has the feeling of a big stage when you enter the gates. It's top tier. It's right with Bristol, it's right with Galot, it's right with Vegas, and
we can't wait for 2021.
All right. So there you go. Yeah, National Trail. It's the Summer Fling. I knew it was this year, but I couldn't remember. I thought it was the summer one. So Luddy or Ludi, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, it's just me. I'm running everything. So that camera right there is the camera that, swings with the cars. There's a camera down below for the scoreboards. There's a camera over there on the wall for the starting line shot, and another camera here that's getting this big sexy grandstand shot, and I switch everything and move the camera and do all of it by myself because I'm a badass. And no, I'm not doing all the Fling events, just this one. The rest of the Flings are all streamed by Motor Mania TV, so you'll get to see all of them. Mark and Joanne and the gang do an awesome job. Here it is, the final. Are you ready? Here we go.
In Spring Fling presented by Optima Batteries. It is a Silver State Refrigeration and HVAC Friday, and it's got 2 cars left in the show.
As things go, I would say Chris Whitfield is a little more experienced in this particular situation, in this particular realm of drag racing, in this particular needs of the moment. Bo has been in an incredible number of high-pressure situations over his career as a comp eliminator racer, as a pro stock racer, as a you-name-it racer, in class racing over the years, has won scads of national events, world championships. He's done that whole thing. It is, in a lot of ways, a very even matchup, I think. You have Bo, who is a fairly new fish in this tank, and you have Whitfield, who this is what he does.
I couldn't agree with you.
Yeah.
More than that. I mean, like you said, you talk about a guy, seasoned veteran behind the wheel of a race car, but I love the way he described it as a new fish in this tank.
Yeah.
New fish in this tank. $250,000. I heard Randy Lynn and Joe talking about it kind of at that Southern Sportsman Showdown of racers racing for kind of more money than they were racing for combined throughout the year.
Yep.
$250,000 is what is on the line right now. Whitfield is dialed in at $465. Butner is dialed in at $453. The head start will belong to Whitfield by 0.12 of a second. And then Bo Butner is going to try to run him down at the finish line. Again, I don't know what the split was. You don't know what the split was, if there was any at all. I'm sure there was a lot of discussion. Our showgirls have taken their position on the starting line. Somebody is going to add their name to the list of the immortals that have won the Spring Fling Million.
Only to be whisked away in the limousine that's waiting on the return road to the suite in the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Bo Butner, second of stage.
As we're in set, tree drops. We stay green. Bo Butner grabs the advantage on the starting line, and with a 13th thou reaction time, he goes dead on 3:16 total, getting a 14th thou stripe. The Las Vegas side of the scoreboard lights up. Chris Whitfield was 0.34 at this end of the racetrack and was hanging on by the skin of his teeth, but could not get it done against Bo Butner, your champion of the Spring Fling Million Day. The guy who's like now won it all, Bo Butner.
Unbelievable. Another feather in a drag racing cap that has already a plume that has been stuck in it. An incredible job by Bo Butner over the course of this day. Never really saw the guy falter, never really saw the guy sweat, which is really his MO. We've seen Bo in a lot of pressure situations, and the guy stands and delivers each and every time. And Chris Whitfield, we cannot take anything away from this guy. Whitfield had struggles early in the week. They got the program back together and has been a very impressive car over the last few days, but no more impressive than it has been today.
It was certainly a sight to behold from top to bottom. I mean, Bo Butner is the last one standing. Will hold that trophy. At the end of the day, he will join up with Jeff Verdi, Randall Reed, Luke Bogacki, Peeps Pennington, Scotty Richardson, and now Bo Butner as Spring Fling Million champions.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. We look at that list. Richardson has been a champion in class racing. Obviously, Luke has been a champion in class racing. Bo, a champion in multiple classes of racing as well. So the variety of people that are on that list, the variety of people who have been winning at this event since it first came to be.
Okay, this scissor lift hauls ass. But it's hard to drive when there's a giant box in front of you. I mean, this thing is like way too fast.
As we are going to have Bo Butner in the winner's circle. Chad's driving the scissor lift over there. It's a full-service enterprise. He's cruising on over. Not crashing into anything will be an awesome part of this. There he goes. High-speed negotiation of the starting line. Man, the showgirls are ready, the limousine's ready, and Bo Butner is your Spring Fling Million champion. Just an amazing day. The car is down there. Nate Hershey's down there, and I'll let him take it away.
All right, we're going to dive in here with Bo Butner, capture the emotion while it's at it. Bo, you are a class racer extraordinary. You are now a race promoter. You are a pro stock world champion, and you are now standing on ground where only, I mean, a lot of people do. You are now standing on the ground where only 5 other people have stood. You add your name to the list of Spring Fling Million champions for $250,000. Can you tell me how you're feeling right now, bud?
Buddy, I'm blessed. The good Lord's blessed me a lot, and I mean, especially in the racing world, but this tops all of them. I mean, I got some chills when I saw my win light. I mean, kind of like the Pro Stock deal. So, Peter, Kyle, awesome job. I've been hearing about these racing forever, and it's just wasn't even coming. Randy Lynn's like, we got to go. I was like, no, we've been gone too long. So we came. I came to see Kyle. I love him. And it's just awesome. And it rates up there with the Pro Stock deal. Actually, it's better than a Pro Stock deal because this is some real racers. This is where we all come from, and this is where I'll always end up.
Well, I'll tell you what. You have ended up in the winner's circle here today, and watching what's going on. Your guys' week started off at a great start. I mean, Randy Lynn making an appearance in the final on Wednesday. Watching her do that, I'm sure, was special for you. And then to come out here today, tell me about today. I mean, at what point did things really, I mean, was it clicking from the beginning? Was there any challenges there? What was your day like?
In all honesty, I really like that little Corvette I race, and I lost a really good race to Northrop, and I was kind of bummed because I don't know this car that well. I mean, we know it, but it has a mind of its own sometimes. But it was good tonight. It got us through, and just what an awesome deal. And it takes so much luck to do this. And now I just got to tell Hunter, you have to move your trophy because mine's going there too.
So the big trophy is going up. I heard you say it. The Pro Stock Championship was a big deal, but again, you are now one of only 6 in the country to claim Spring Fling World Championship, man. Congratulations to you. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion right here, right now, Bo Butner, here at the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Bo, last words?
No, just thank you again, Peter. Thanks to the whole Fling staff. Thanks to Las Vegas. It was so smooth. It's nice to be celebrated and instead of tolerated, so remember that.
I'll tell you what, the limo is yours, the trophy is yours, the suite at the car is yours, and the celebration time is now yours. Ladies and gentlemen, make noise for Bo Butner, your champion here at the Strip. And while they wrap things up down here, again, racers, remember, we're going to get things started bright and early tomorrow morning. We got one more day to go here at the K&N Spring Fling presented by Optima Batteries. But it has been a great day. We look forward to another one tomorrow. Racers, thank you so much for being part of the show. We'll see you back out here tomorrow. Good night.
There you go, folks. All in, all done. We are done for the night. We will see you tomorrow morning. We get started. Let's see what the thing says on the thing with Thing. The schedule says that we start tomorrow. Hold on here. According to the schedule, it says that we are going to do the reaction time challenge around 8:20 or so. So we'll be live around 8:15 tomorrow morning. So all of you guys that watched today, thank you so much. Congratulations to Bo Butner, dude, winning the Spring Fling Million, taking home the $250,000 prize. Pretty impressive. I'm going to go park the scissor lift and get the hell out of here and get a taco from Tacos El Gordo. And then it's time for some sleep. See y'all tomorrow. Hey, you can start any time with me. I don't give a shit. I'm not.
With Silver State Air Conditioning, they're all about being on time. That's why they're one of the few companies that offer an on-time guarantee. Unfortunately, problems don't just happen from 9 to 5. But it's important to Silver State to be there when it's convenient for the customer. I know I want a company that values my time. That's why I'll always choose Silver State Air Conditioning.
We'll be there whenever you need us, on time and at no extra charge. Guaranteed. Call us or visit us online. Silver State Refrigeration and HVAC.